Om Sri Lakshmi Narasimha Namaha, Valmiki Ramayana, Kishkinda Kanda, Chapter 43. Sugriva sends Shatabali and others to the north. Summary. Sugriva sends troops to north in search of Seetha. He gives an account of the snowy regions and provinces of northern side and asks them to search in the places of Yavana, Kuru and Darads, etc. civilizations. Sugriva specially informs them about a divine province called Uttara Kuru and a heavenly mountain called Mount Soma, on which Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva make sojourn for its sacredness. Chapter 43 in detail. On sending his father-in-law, namely Shusheshana, to westerly direction, then the king of Vanaras, Sugriva, spoke to the valorous Vanaras named Shatabali, that knowledgeable and the powerful one among all monkeys. King Sugriva spoke words to Shatabala that are advantageous to himself and beneficial to Rama as well, accompanied with 100,000 forest-dwelling monkeys of your kind, and also with all of your ministers who are the sons of Yama, the Terminator, you have to proceed. O venturesome Shatabala, you scout out whole of the northern quarter that has snowy Himalayan mountains as its crown for the glorious wife of Rama. O enterprising Vanaras, when this mission is completed and when we can effectuate a task agreeable to Rama, we will become debt-free and accomplished for our purpose. Great soul, Raghava has indeed done a favor to us, isn't it? If there is reciprocation to that kind deed, our lives will become fruitful. He who completes the deed of a requester, even though that requester has not rendered any help earlier, his life becomes fruitful. Then, what is there to say again about him who has already received help from the requester? Let all of you abide by such a thinking, as you are the well-wishers of our well-being and welfare, and undertake your mission in such a way as to how Seetha can be found in your search. On his part, this Rama, who is the best one among men and the champions of enemies, fastness, is the estimable one for all beings, and his interests have indeed fell in with ours. Let all of you, with your assets of wisdom and valor, rake over all of those impassable places, rivers, mountains, and also their canyons. There is there in the north the province of Mlechas, Pulindas, that way Sureshana, Prasthala, Bharata, Kuru, Madraka, Kamboja, Yavana shall be scrutinized along with the cities of Shaka and Darada, and then search in Himalayas, in the stands of Lodra trees, Padmaka trees, and in the woods of Devadaru or Deodar trees. Ravana is to be searched there and there, together with Seetha. You to Soma hermitage, which is adored by the gods and Gandharvas, and then you go to that great peaked mount named Mount Kala. On its cliffs, mountain sides, and in the caves, the highly fortunate and impeccable wife of Rama shall be searched. On going across that lordly mountain Kala, which great mountain is impregnated with gold, it will be apt of you to go to the mountain named Sudarshana afterwards. Later, there will be a mountain overspread with various birds and adored with varied trees named Devashaka, which is a sanctuary for the birds. Let Ravana be quested after in the segments of woods, at waterfalls, and even in the caverns of that mountain, together with Vaidehi. On crossing Mount Devashaka, there is a vacant land to a span of 100 yojanas all around, which is devoid of mountains, rivers, and even trees, and discarded by all beings. But you all will be overjoyed on traversing that hair-raising wasteland quickly on attaining Mount Kailasa. There is the delightful mansion of Kubera, which in shine will be like a silver cloud and possessed with gold, and the divine architect Vishwakarma has constructed it, where an expansive lake is there, which is replete with lotuses and costuses, overrun by swans and partridges, and adored by throngs of apsaras. That is the place of Kubera, deity for wealth management, the son of sage Vishwakarma and the king of Yakshas, who is reverenced by all beings, for he is the money giver. That fortunate king will be rejoicing there along with Guhyakas, that is Yakshas. Ravana shall be searched on Mount Kailasa and even in the caves of nearby mountains, which will be shining like moon, together with Vaidehi. Thereafter, on reaching Mount Krauncha, you shall cautiously enter into a highly impassable tunnel of that mountain to search Seetha. The tunnel, they say, is an unenterable one. In that tunnel, great souled sages reside at the request of gods, and those great sages are similar to sun in their resplendence and godly in their mien. Even then, you search for Ravana there in that tunnel. Beside the main peak of Mount Krauncha, its other peak, terraces, services, and midriffs shall be searched far and wide. The treeless Mount Kama and the abodes of birds, Mount Manasa, are also to be searched, and there is no inlet for any beings, let alone gods or demons. You all have to search Mount Krauncha, inclusive of its mountain sides, grades, and its fringe mountains. And on moving away from that Mount Krauncha, a mountain named Mainaka is there. The mansion of the demon Maya is there, which is built by himself, and that Mount Mainaka is to be searched out, inclusive of his crest, grades, and caves. Thereabout, the dwelling of horse-faced females, namely Kimpurushas, are there, and you have to search them also. On crossing over the province there is the hermitage adored by Siddhas, the resolved souls. There the sages, namely Siddhas, Vaikanyas, will be there. Then you venerate those sages with accomplished souls whose asceticism alone has effaced their blemishes, and you may even humbly ask them after Seetha's whereabouts. There is the lake belonging to Vaikanyas sages, overspread with golden lotuses and overwhelmed with prosperous swans whose resplendence will be similar to the tender sun. The carrier elephant of Kubera, known as Sarvabhauma, will always be visiting that place along with she elephants. Passing that lake, there will be just sky, which will be devoid of moon or sun or the cluster of stars, and it will be cloudless and noiseless. That place will be luminescent with the self resplendence of godlike sages who have accomplished their asceticism and who are taking rest at that place, as if illuminated with innumerable rays of the sun. On crossing over the province, there is a deep flowing river named Shailoda. On both of its river banks, bamboo breaks called Kichas will be there. Those bamboos will be enabling the movement of Siddhas, accomplished souls, from one bank to the other. Then there is the North Kuru, the dwelling of those who have achieved divine merit in their previous birth and now born in that country to enjoy the fruits of that divine merit. Thus, that country itself is earmarked for meritorious beings. At that place, the lotuses in the rivers will be golden in hue. The runners and the stalks of lotus plants bear lotus leaves that are bluish like bluish of lapis lazuli. There will be thousands of such rivers filled with such plants in water, and with waters mingled with the waters of other lakes and decorated with the thicklets of red caustuses along shore. Everywhere that province shines forth with highly valuable leaves, which will be in the hue of sapphires, with fibrils in the hue of gold, and with amazing thicklets of blue caustuses around lakes, which lakes will be surrounded that province with resplendence similar to sun. There the sand dunes of deep flowing rivers are lumped together with incomparable pearls, highly valuable jewels, and gold. That province is with amazing mountains that are replete with every kind of jewel, golden in hue, splendorous like ritual fire, and they are intercalated into the deep flowing rivers. There the trees will be eternally flowering and fruiting, on which birds will be endlessly squawking. Their yield will be spilling forth, meeting every delicacy with a divine smell, taste, and touch. Some other best trees will be yielding clothing in numerous shapes. Some of the best trees will be yielding such of those adornments which will be weaving with ornaments made with pearls or with lapis gemstones, and suitable both for women and men. Like that, they can be worn happily in all seasons. Some other best trees will be yielding gem-like marvelous decorations applicable to noblesse. There are other trees that produce wooden beds with astonishing upholstery and even garlands that will be attractively heartening, while some other trees will be yielding juices and foodstuffs that are relevant to highly choicest consumers. The female of Uttara Kuru province will be handsome and youthful, and they are rich by their attributes. There, the radiantly bright celestials like Gandharvas, Kinnaras, Siddhas, Vidyadharas will be delighting along with their own females. All the inhabitants of North Kuru have carried out good deeds in earlier birth. Hence, they are accorded with paradisial pleasures now. All are engaged in passion, all of them live in pleasure and prosperity along with their youthful females. The notes of vocal and instrumental music will be flowing out mixed with the peals of vivacious laughter, which will always come to ears in a heart stealing manner for all beings. There is none who is infilitious, and there is none who is friendly to untruthful ones. And in that province, these heart pleasing attributes of those blessed souls, like rejoicing, festivity, etc., will be enriching day by day. On passing beyond that mountain in Uttara Kuru, there is a treasure trove of water, namely vast of northern ocean, in the mid of which there is a gigantic golden mountain named Mount Soma. Those who have gone to the sphere of Indra and those who have gone to the sphere of Brahma can clearly see the Lord Mount Soma, situated in the vast of oceans from the vast of heavens. Even though that place is sunless, it is comprehensible as if with sunshine, since it is illuminated with the resplendence of Mount Soma itself, which will be irradiating that place as if with the resplendence of the sun. The God and cosmic soul Vishnu and Shambhu or Shiva, and embodiment of 11 self-same souls called Ekadasha Rudras, and the God of gods Brahma, who is surrounded by Brahma sages, will be sojourning on that Mount Soma. Under any circumstances, you shall not go to the north of Kuru province, as there is no other way out to follow. Even for other beings like Daitya, Danavas, Yakshas, Gandharvas, though they possess some extraordinary capabilities, that mountain named Soma is an impassable one even for gods, and it will be apt of you to quickly return from there on seeing that mountain. It is possible for the Vanaras to go only up to there, O best Vanaras, and we have no knowledge of those sunless and boundless realms available far and beyond. You shall thoroughly search in all those provinces that are explained by me, and you have to make up your mind for searching in other places that are not referred by me. Thereby, O air godlike and wind godlike Vanaras, on you seeing the princess born in Videha kingdom, namely Vaidehi, an extremely desirable task for the sake of Dasharatha's son Rama is considered as done. Thereby it becomes a still privileged accomplishment even for me, achieved through your efforts. Thereafter, O fly jumpers, when you, with the accomplished purpose and adored by me, with heart-pleasing concessions, and when your enemies are silenced, you will row over the earth with your friends and relatives and with your beloveds, also fostering your progeny. Thus, Sugriva said to monkeys going to the north. Thus, this is the 43rd chapter in Kishkinda Kanda of Valmiki Ramayana, the first epic poem of India. Sri Moola Rama Vijayate. Om Sri Krishnarpanamastu.